A wedding night in Grand Rapids devastated by a shooting, killing a man, nearly taking the life of the groom, and injuring two others.
The shooter responsible learned his fate in court today as the judge issued a strong warning to West Michigan about firearms. News 8's Byron Tollefson was there and has more. Byron?
Multiple families will never be the same after a wedding night turned into tragedy.
You took away my first true love, my son, my best friend.
Brenda Babbles has had a void that she can't fill ever since she lost her son, Armonie Acklin, at just 25.
We all have a hole in our hearts now that can't be filled because of just carelessness.
Acklin was one of 4 people struck by gunfire in June of 2022 outside a bar on Pearl Street in downtown Grand Rapids. One of the victims, Marcellous Suttles, had been celebrating one of the happiest days of his life, getting married just hours before.
These people just simply wanted to enjoy their wedding.
Investigators say that 25-year-old Genesis Lewis and his father began fighting with the group outside. Police say there was a long-time feud between both families.
And you and your father were in their face, and then you decided to carry 2 guns to a fist fight.
With the fight escalating, Lewis went back to his truck and pulled out 2 pistols. Lewis's attorney claims he did that to defend his father.
His father was on the ground, so his father was laying on the ground. There were 3 men that were standing above him that were attacking his father.
Investigators say the bride begged Lewis to stop and not make the situation any worse.
Even before that, the bride came out and was in you and your father's face saying, "Please, leave us alone. Just go. This is our wedding day."
But he didn't. Lewis fired 12 to 13 shots at the group, hitting 4 different people, including his own friend, Acklin, shooting him in the head and taking his life.
And you shot him in the head and he's dead. You didn't mean to, but acting recklessly, discharging that gun 13 times, you hit the groom.
9 of the shots hit the groom, Suttles. His family members told News 8 that after he was shot, the bride used ties and belts to stop the bleeding, potentially saving his life.
It's a miracle of modern medicine that he did not die. 9 shots from a 9mm and he didn't die.
A jury later found Lewis guilty of killing Acklin and injuring the rest.
It's always going to be a hole in my heart from this situation due to his loss.
Lewis apologized at his sentencing Thursday, saying he will accept his punishment for taking his friend's life.
What's most important to me is that Armonie gets justice. He's no longer here with us.
He will spend at least 3 decades in prison. Lewis had no violent criminal record before the killing, and he had a concealed license to carry. Judge Mark Trusock issuing a warning to West Michigan to be especially careful with guns and think before you use them.
Under both circumstances, people don't realize that they are not police officers and how serious it is when you pull that trigger.
Armonie's mother told Lewis that she will try to forgive him one day for killing her son, because that's what Armonie would want. She told Lewis she hopes he becomes a mentor to other young men in prison to break the cycle of imprisonment.